Let's talk about thought. Thought is the first motion of creation. Thought is God's invisible face, the part of all that is that cannot be touched, but forms everything you later touch. Seth often said, "You create the world, you know. You form it from the inside out." Tales from Seth Speaks, session 528. When you understand this, you understand why as a man thinks, so is he. Not as he struggles, not as he worries, not as he hopes, but as he thinks. Your intellect will not easily grasp this because the intellect was never designed to lead creation, only to organize the creations you allow. Seth says the ego is the focusing lens, not the generator. So when new inspiration comes, when a desire flashes before your inner eye, the first thing the intellect screams is, "But how? How will this happen? How can I do this? How could this be true for somebody like me?" You know, Mary said the same thing in the biblical story. How shall these things be, seeing that I know not a man? The intellect always answers inspiration with limitation. Once again, the intellect will always answer inspiration with limitation. Seth put it bluntly. The ego fears the unpredictable creativity of the inner self. That comes from the Nature of Personal Reality, chapter 3. The fear shows up as how? But how is none of your business. The moment you ask how, you step out of your creative center and into your programming. Seth teaches that all probable realities already exist. The version of you who already achieved the desire is real right now, vibrating in its own corridor of probability. Your job is not to build a bridge. Your job is simply to shift alignment. When you pray, I want you to visualize or set intentions only. Never say, "Here's how this must happen." Instead say, "Here's what I accept. Here is what I allow. Here is what I now match." You see, how belongs to the deeper self that sees across lifetimes, probabilities, and paths the ego can never comprehend. You know, I was listening to a legendary motivational speaker by the name of Reverend Ike, and he would say, "I want to do this, but I don't have the money. I want to go there, but I'm black. I want to start, but I don't know how." Seth would call these core beliefs disguised as excuses. You see, your "but" is simply the belief that contradicts your desire. Seth says you cannot hold two contradictory beliefs simultaneously without generating conflict. And that's from the Nature of Personal Reality, chapter 2. So the instruction is simple. Get your butt out of the way. Not metaphorically, energetically. Each but is a doorway back into the old probable self, the one living out the same familiar limitations. Let's take it to the Bible for a moment. In the story of Moses, God says, "You cannot see my face, but you can see what follows behind." In Seth's language, you cannot see invisible thought, but you can see its physical trace, its material echo, its mental equivalent made flesh. Your friends don't see your inner vision. They see the reality that comes behind, the one that forms after your thoughts mold it. Now, there's a chapter called The Mental Equivalent, which echoes Seth's principles. Whatever exists in your experience must first exist as an idea within you. That's Seth Personal Reality, session 614. Repeat this. Whatever I want, I must first allow myself to imagine. You cannot experience a thing you have not mentally accepted. You can only walk into the rooms you have already built in the mind. This is why Abraham was told in the Bible, arise, walk through the land in the length of it and the breadth of it, for I will give it unto you. What is the meaning of this? Walk the idea first. Occupy it inwardly. Make the invisible blueprint feel like home. Only then does physical reality catch up to the probability that you've chosen. Now, Seth warns that each new desire, each new vision begins as a delicate psychic structure. It is alive, but it's still forming. When you share your inspiration with the wrong people, people rooted in fear, people rooted in scarcity or jealousy, their beliefs collide with your newborn idea. The Bible says Herod will kill the young child. Seth would say others can reinforce the old probabilities you're trying to leave. Not because they're evil, because their beliefs are louder than your new one. You understand? Their beliefs are louder than the one that you're trying to get going. Share your inspiration only with people who can hold the vibration with you. Well, at least until your new belief becomes stable. Seth says thought is a two-edged act, meaning it cuts both ways. So you must know what to tell, when to tell it, who can hold the vision with you, and who cannot. If you walk around declaring, I am the Christ self, the creator of my reality, to unprepared minds, they're going to call you delusional because they cannot yet perceive the vibrational truth of that identity. Your words must match the audience's level of readiness. Now, this is where the message is hardest. Stop praying from the feeling of lack. Stop praying, visualizing from the feeling of lack. Seth says you get what you concentrate upon. There is no other rule. That's from Seth Speaks, session 625. If you pray for money while feeling broke, you activate broke. If you pray for love while feeling unlovable, you activate loneliness. Creation begins inside the emotional tone of your request, not the wording. So the instruction is this. Stop praying toward the desire and start praying from inside the fulfilled desire. Instead of, please give me, move into, thank you, I'm aligned with it now. That shift is everything. So, thought is God's invisible face. Your beliefs are the hands that scope reality. Your emotions are the energies that animate the sculpture. Your imagination is the womb of all probabilities. And how it all comes together? Well, that belongs to the deeper self that knows your path across centuries. Your only job is to think God's thoughts, feel from the finished state, and walk through the land of your inner vision as if it is already or were already yours. Because in one probable reality, it already is. I am Tony Victory, a wolf uncaged. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you to all the people who have supported the channel through Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And until the next time, peace. If you found something in this video that sparked a thought, shifted your perspective, or just made you feel more grounded, consider showing some love by buying me a coffee. It helps fuel the channel, keeps the uploads coming, and lets me know that the content matters to you. The link's right below in the description or on my channel banner. No pressure, just appreciation if you're moved to support. And as always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I am Tony Victory, a wolf uncaged. Thank you. Peace.